back to more of the Tony Tone Show on Muscatine's Vintage Sound 93.1.
It's 8:20 on the dot. This is really exciting on the MPW Digital TV Celebrity Hotline right now. I don't really talk to that many Academy Award winners, so this is cool. Geena Davis is going to tell us about the Bentonville Film Festival, which is coming up May 3rd through the 8th, and she's right there. Hey, Geena.
Hey, Tony.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited to talk to you. I on my personal Facebook, I posted that you were going to be on the show, and I had like 100 people hit like in all these comments, so you have a ton of fans in the state of Iowa. I just want you to know that.
That's great. Thank you.
And I was also just on the BentonvilleFilmFestival.com website, and this looks like, so it's the second time this has happened, right?
Right. Yeah, we launched last year in May, and it was actually really successful. It was, turns out it's a rather large undertaking to launch a film festival, but we got a great team, and it was really exciting. We had almost 40,000 people attend, and 87% of our films found distribution. So that's a really great average. I know, it's very exciting.
I mean, it had to be like overwhelming. I mean, because initially, like you said, all the work to get to the point when it's last year and you're there and it's going on. After it got over, did you just kind of like take a deep breath and like maybe take a vacation or something?
Oh yeah, we all did. It was very, very intense, and we only had announced in January that we were doing the festival in May. Wow. I don't know what possessed us. We were a little bit crazy, but it all turned out great.
I love what you said on the video, again, on BentonvilleFilmFestival.com, Geena. I was just watching it. You said that all kids need to see that they matter enough to be reflected on film. And I think that that's so important. I mean, you know, and the mission behind the Bentonville Film Festival and Women in Diversity in Media, you've definitely made a difference. And it seems like you're just going to continue to build on this each year, both at the film festival and then outside of that.
Well, right, absolutely. I've been interested for a long time in what kids see, the entertainments that are made specifically for kids, because I noticed when my kids were little how few female characters there seem to be in stuff that's made for kids that's supposed to be innocuous, harmless entertainment. We're really not showing, we're not reflecting the world as it is, which is half female and incredibly diverse. So there's a lot of kids that aren't seeing themselves being reflected, and it's really important. It tells you how valuable you are to society. And when we have so few female characters and such little diversity, it sends a particular message. So that's what I've been interested in for a long time. But this festival really amplifies my efforts by showing how commercial it is, how easy it is really to just, before you cast something, you say you have a script already written, before you cast it, just make sure that, you're looking at diverse actors and change some of the first names to female. It's a really easy fix if people just put it in the front of their minds.
So let me ask you, like, when it comes to like major motion picture releases, like Batman versus Superman comes out and Wonder Woman steals the show, and then obviously the standalone movies coming out. Is that is that a sign of progress? Because that's going to be a cast, Geena, that's predominantly women. Robin Wright's in there, and then it's almost the men like Chris Pine who will be playing the support roles, and that I feel like that's a good step, right?
It is. Movies like that are fantastic, and everybody's really excited about Wonder Woman. But the thing we have to keep in mind is this keeps happening over and over, where there's a movie that people say, well, now this must be progress. Hunger Games comes to mind, or Frozen, or even Thelma and Louise back in the day. Now this changes everything, and the numbers don't really move. I have a research institute that looks at gender depictions in media, and the numbers remain stagnant as far as the ratio of male to female characters. So what we have to get going is some momentum. It has to become, just very common for that to happen, for there to be a female lead or a balanced cast or, a lot of diversity to be reflected.
So it almost seems like the studio would be like, look, it's Wonder Woman, and then, look what we're doing, but they really need to make some fundamental changes, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's what I visit all the studios and networks over and over and share the research with them and talk to them about it. And the thing is, a lot of it is unconscious, that they don't realize that they're not, showing women and diversity in the way that would be easy to accomplish. It's just we all got raised to have unconscious bias by the images that we saw, and so it's very hard to recognize it unless it's pointed out, and then you keep it in the front of your mind.
And you made a good point, Thelma and Louise, obviously, and then even like A League of Their Own, a lot of strong female characters, and I'm going to give you like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, so allow me to nerd out for a second, but Marla Hooch, played by Meg Cavanaugh, was a friend of mine's aunt, so there's our connection, right?
Oh, what do you know?
Yeah.
That's so great.
Right. Everybody is connected to everybody, right?
She's going to be at the film festival.
No way. Yeah.
We have about six or seven peaches coming because we do a softball game, and we did it last year. Rosie O'Donnell was there, and this year we've a lot of peaches there.
I can't tell you how important that movie was to me growing up playing baseball, and I have a brother, Geena, that's in the Los Angeles Angels system trying to make it, and that was just such an important movie for me. And as I got older, I realized how funny some of the lines were that you miss when you're a kid, like some of the Jimmy Dugan-isms, if you will, were great.
I know.
Oh my gosh. The last thing I want to share with you, and I'm wondering if you would do me a favor. So, and I don't know if he's listening right now, Geena, but my brother-in-law Nolan has he has autism, and one of his favorite movies is Beetlejuice. So if you would do something for me for Nolan, it would make his day, probably his whole year. So would you oblige me in giving me 3 Beetlejuices back to back to back for Nolan?
Absolutely, Nolan. Beetlejuice.
You're the best, Geena Davis. I'm telling you, that is going to make his day so much better because I'm obviously a big movie fan. I love Beetlejuice. I love my brother-in-law. We talk about it often. And just tell me right now, the sequel's coming out next year. It's all good to go, right? Come on!
Yeah. Yep, that's right. That's happening, all right.
Anything to report from the Beetlejuice sequel front, though, seriously?
No, I keep reading about it, but
Yeah.
I have never heard anything about it. But I hope so too. It's a great idea. I don't think I can be in it because I don't think ghosts age. And Alec and I, one of us has aged a lot. So.
Oh my gosh, Geena, you're the best. Listen, I want everybody to check out BentonvilleFilmFestival.com May 3rd through the 8th in Bentonville, Arkansas. I wish you nothing but success. Continue fighting the fight for women and diversity in media, and thank you so much for the time this morning, Geena.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye.